Hi guys, welcome to the Fourth Moment Weekly Roundup. My name is Shamiel, and with me obviously is Pequeno. And we are trying to bring you updates and results of the local football LFAs in Cape Town. Andrew, good weekend of football?
Yes, it was, Shamiel. Even though the weather was horrendous on Sunday,
Yeah.
I believe a lot of the LFAs still carried on playing, and there were quite a few games that went on, a couple of cup knockout
competitions
games in the different LFAs and everything. And yeah, it was a good weekend. I see this weekend is a big weekend, Shamiel. We got LFAs, and quite a few LFAs coming to their last games of the season. And we got the Coke Cup on Sunday, Cup quarterfinals, which we'll get to later on in the show. So it's another exciting weekend coming up.
Yeah, and how was the rugby on Sunday for you?
Very good. Springboks won. That's all that counts. And there were a couple of no-look football passes to the wing. So well done to Mani Lubbock with that kick. He's learned a lot from his football background there, Sean.
Yeah, although this is a football show, but I think we are patriots
always
for the Springboks. So yeah, well done to them, and wishing them well for the World Cup.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to jump right into it. Reigate Football LFA or Reigate LFA. We haven't had them in a while.
No, we haven't.
So yeah, I've got some fixtures and log updates. So we can go through them quickly. Bridgetown FC and Bonteville facing each other this weekend. DLPE versus Connex Spurs.
Sure.
Southend, which are the log leaders at the moment.
Yeah.
They are hosting DNG Orient. Salt River Celtic against Everton Spurs.
Sure.
Oriental Gunners and Greenhaven Spurs doing battle. And then Junction Rovers and Hazel Dull United.
Ooh.
And,
big game.
Yeah, big game that. And then Jordan Kelly's and Heath Athletic. And then just looking at the logs there. Southend top of the log, as we said. Hazel Dull in second.
Sure.
And Heath in third, and Everton Spurs in fourth. So yeah, just so that our guys at Reigate, send us your results so we can give those also. And yeah, that's Reigate.
And how many points are Southend ahead, Shamiel? And
they are ahead by 4 points, 61 points, 22 matches played. Hazendal still in it, played one match less, 4 points behind, 57 points.
So still going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, still a couple of games.
And Hazendal is still in the Coke, which we'll get to later. So it's a good thing for Reigate going there. We'll go to Cape Town Tigerberg, Shamiel. It's now reaching the last 5 games left. 4 or 5 games left in Cape Town Tigerberg. Nothing's changed at the top, that we know. But let's get to the results from last weekend. We had Boerenzig 0, Bellville City 2. Durbanville 1, Saxons 0 in the relegation fight. Dog fight, that one. Big result for Durbanville at home.
Yeah.
Greenpoint Salesians 1, Norway Parks 1. Big point for Greenpoint also in the relegation battle.
That is a big point there.
Then the big one, Kales River 2, FN Rangers 0. Big result for Kales River. They are, they were in the bottom 3. They're still in the bottom 3, but they've coached closer to the other teams.
Over FN Rangers?
Over FN Rangers, Shamiel.
Good result.
Sunningdale 1, Edgemead 4. Log leaders, Edgemead still going. Nobody seems to be stopping them in their tracks yet.
Nobody's going to stop them, Andrew.
We'll get to that, Shamiel. Wynberg St. John's 1, Hanover Park 2. Big result for Hanover Park away to Wynberg. We did say that was sort of like the Witten derby there, Shamiel. So let's look at the log now. So as it currently stands, for those people in Cape Town Tigerberg that are very excited to hear the log, and especially those Edgemead supporters, here we go. Top of the log, after 28 games with 76 points is Edgemead. Second, after 27 games with 64 points is Vasco da Gama.
Okay.
So Vasco are 12 points behind with a game in hand with 5 games to go for Vasco.
Okay.
Hanover Park in third on 57 and the rest trailing that. Bottom of the log, this is where it's now getting dogfight, Shamiel. We know Kensington is gone. After 28 games with 22 points is Durbanville. After 28 games with 27 points is Kales River. After 29 games with 28 points is Greenpoint Salesians. And after 28 games with 28 points is Saxon. So the points between third bottom Kales River and Saxon Rovers is 1 point. And 3 go down. So Durbanville on 22 have got 4 games left. If they win their 4 games, they can get to 34 points. So, Shamiel, those 4 names I mentioned, Saxon Rovers, Greenpoint, Kales River, Durbanville, 2 out of that 4 will get relegated. So it's getting tight. And this weekend, Shamiel, will decide top and bottom.
Okay.
So the games this weekend, for those of you who are really excited to go out this weekend to watch games, and you're not at the Coke, this is the LFA to be at. Saturday, Edgemead versus Regersdal. We'll start there. Log leaders Edgemead against Regersdal. Big game.
Big game, yeah.
Regersdal are in the knockout final, by the way, against Wynberg St. John's. And who Wynberg St. John's playing Saturday? Bellville City away.
Okay.
Big game. Hanover Park, Sunningdale, Kensington, Boerenzig. Boerenzig should win. Kales River, Durbanville. That's the game, Shamiel. Third bottom versus second bottom.
Okay.
If Durbanville lose, I think it's tickets. If Kales River win, they got a chance to get out. Norway Parks, Vasco. Vasco need the 3 points to keep on the coattails of Edgemead. and Saxon Rovers Greenpoint, another big relegation game. 5th bottom versus 4th bottom. That's going to be a big one. And Tableview FN. Then Sunday, Shamiel. And this is why I say when we meet next week with our show, we'll know if Edgemead have won the league or if they're faulting. Edgemead versus Vasco da Gama. Sunday, 3:45 at Edgemead. First versus second. The other game on Sunday is Tableview Durbanville. So a big weekend coming up in Cape Town, Tygerberg.
And next weekend, as you say, we'll know who's...
Yeah, our next week's show, we'll know.
Yeah. Okay, jumping to Northern's LFA, we've got some fixtures and also logs there only. So Riverside Rangers, who we know is in the running there, Andrew. They hosting Valhalla United. Bishop Lavis up against Belleville United. Blue Down Spurs and Bellow Spurs doing battle. Matruas and Bellstar United. Ravensmead and United. UWC and Eastern Rovers and Bishop Lavis and Matruas Fontaine. But I think the only games we really want to know about is Riverside versus Valhalla, which is going to be a tough one, and Eastern Rovers versus UWC.
That's not going to be easy either.
Nope. And the reason for that is because Eastern Rovers top of the log at the moment, 40 points, 20 matches played. Riverside Rangers, 19 matches played, 37 points. So only 3 points behind and 1 game in hand. So a win for Riverside basically puts them in the driving seat, no matter what Eastern Rovers does, right? Because then they'll
I'll be interested to know if they're going to play each other still, Shana. That'll be an interesting game.
Yeah, we need to check that out.
Because they're almost at the end of that season.
Yeah, definitely. So, that's sort of... That's Northern's. We don't have fixtures there, but that's no, we do have fixtures. No, we've given the fixtures.
So we don't have results. Please send your results, Northern. Send it to us. Send it to us. Please. We got a new LFA to talk about today. I got sent some logs and some fixtures for Manenberg LFA, Shamiel.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know why, because this LFA is super competitive. So as the log currently stands, Manenberg LFA with 3 games to go. Top of the log, Tottenham Football Club. Tottenham have had quite a lot of sadness during the season, Shamiel. They lost their chairman, they lost their coach Mike during the season, but they top after 15 games with 36 points. Second is FC Salvo after 16 games with 36 points.
Okay.
Third is Orient FC after 16 games with 35 points. And fourth is Celtic FC after 16 games with 35 points.
Top 4.
So the top 4 are separated by 1 point.
Yeah.
And the only thing Tottenham have got going for them at this point in time is they got the best goal difference and they got a game in hand.
Okay.
So what does that do for this weekend? This weekend, Shamiel, it's the games. FC Manenberg play Primrose Park. Crystal Palace play Young Idols. Here's the games that we're going to look at here, Shamiel. FC Salvo versus Celtic.
Okay.
Second versus fourth. Young Squad versus Tottenham and Orient versus Manenberg City.
Okay.
And to top it off, it's a double-header weekend, Shamiel. So on Sunday, we have FC Manenberg Crystal Palace, Young Squad versus Primrose Park, Young Idols versus Celtic, FC Salvo versus Manenberg City, and Orient play Tottenham. So first versus second, Shamiel, on Sunday on the AstroTurf at the Greens.
Manenberg 6-point weekend.
I think so. I'm telling you. And Shamiel, after this, only 1 game left. So the guys are going to be, this weekend will decide that one also.
Okay, so quickly, we've got some logs only here of a couple of LFAs. I'm going to run through that quickly, Andrew.
Yeah.
2 Oceans. We're just checking in with 2 Oceans. Last time we checked was a couple of weeks ago, was Seaside Spurs top of the log. Young Stars in second place and Newcastle in third. And then in Heideveld, we've got still Young Pirates top of the log there. And EST Academy in second spot with 31 points. So Young Pirates with 33 and EST Academy with 31. So one of those guys will be heading to the playoffs, Andrew. So that's just log touches there. Have you got anything else?
Yeah, no, and on that Young Pirates lost on the weekend in the derby to Everton.
Okay.
So well done to Everton United. The Blues beat the Reds on Saturday. So well done to them. Yeah. And I've got Mitchell's Plain, Shamiel. Okay. And Mitchell's Plain is now also getting to the last two to 3 games. I know one team on FC Tafelzoek in second place. I've got 5 games still to play. But here are the results from Saturday. And I'm going to go through it slowly so that you can all see the shock that will come at the end.
Well, we'll hear the shock.
Yeah, we'll hear it. Cedar 1, Liverpool Portland's 2. Okay. Mowgli's 1, Colville 2. Milano 2, Beacon Spurs 1. Beacon Spurs were flying the last couple of weeks. Lentegeur 1, Bayview 3. Good result for Bayview there.
Yeah, that is.
FC Tafelzoek 6, Ikapa 0.
Okay.
Rockefellers 1, Juventus 4.
Wow, okay.
Big result for Juventus. Syringa Spurs 0, Bay Hill 3. And here it is. Westridge 1, Beacon City 2.
Well done, Beacon City.
The log leaders have got knock, Shamiel. So, How does that result in Mitchell's Plain affect Mitchell's Plain? After 28 games on 66 points is Westridge.
Still top.
Still top. Second is FC Tafelsucht. After 25 games, it was 55 points.
Okay.
So if FC Tafelsucht win their 3 games in hand, they'll be 2 points behind Westridge with 2 games to go. Third place, Liverpool Portlands. After 26 games, they've got 54 points. So if they win their 2 games, they end up on 60, which I think the maximum they can get to is 66. So that's what Westridge have at the moment. So I think it's between Westridge and FC Tafelsucht. And to top it off, they don't play each other. So let's look at the fixtures this weekend. It's only Saturday fixtures in Mitchell's Plain, Sunday's Coke.
Yeah.
So there's no games. And Westridge are not playing on Saturday, so they can rest for the Coke. Well done to Mitchell's Plain LFA looking after their teams. They're hoping Westridge win because the semi-finals of the Coke is at Westridge this season, Shamiel.
Okay.
Saturday, FC Tafelsucht Colville. Juventus versus Ikapa Sporting. Lentegeer Saringa Spurs. That'll be a nice game. Milano Mowgli's. Liverpool Portlands Beacon City. Can Beacon City cause another upset, Shamiel? Rockefellers versus Bale and Cedar Park versus Beacon Spurs. Big weekend in Mitchell's Plain.
Definitely. Things hotting up there in Mitchell's Plain.
Yeah.
All right, my final one that I've got, Andrew, is Cape District. Kept the best for last. Looking at some of the, let's look at some of the results first.
It's getting tight there, Shamiel.
We're going to start with a knock here. So Ashford Athletic, who were top of the log.
Yeah.
And then second, they've lost again.
Oh, no.
Yeah. To Batswood. So good win for Batswood there. Coach Ashley Hannibal winning Ashford 1-0. Then FC Kefte losing 3-1 to RC Atletico.
Wow.
Grassy Park and Salt River Blackpool drawing 1-0. Wesley United beating Greenwood 2-0. And Ocean View winning Eagle Wings 4-1.
Wow.
Okay, so what does that do on the log, Andrew? So Salt River Blackpool top of the log at the moment.
Yeah.
20 matches played with 40 points.
Right.
Second, FC Kefte. Now in second, 20 matches played, 40 points.
Wow.
And in third, Ashford Athletic, 18 matches played with 37 points. So I think it's sort of between them there. We still got RC Atletico in fourth with 34 points. They're sort of the closest, but sort of looks like a top 3. If Ashford continue to falter, RC is also going to get a chance in there.
Yeah.
So we've got to see what
if Ashford win their 2 games in hand, they'll be 3 points clear.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tight, Shamiel.
Yeah, but they need to win. They need to win.
They've had a couple of knocks the last couple of weeks. So what are fixtures for this weekend?
That's fixtures for this weekend. So we've got Saturday and Sunday. Wesley versus Southampton. Wow. FC Kefte versus Montague Spurs. Grassy Park versus Ashford. That's not going to be an easy game. RC Atletico versus Eagle Wings. Clearwood versus Batswood. And Ocean View versus Salt River.
It's never easy going to Ocean View, Shamiel.
And yeah, that is at home at Ocean View on the 12th day. Matches on Sunday. Wesley versus Grassy Park. FC Kefte versus Greenwood. Ashford doubleheader against RC.
Oh, somebody's title challenge is going to get a knock there.
Eagle Wings versus Clearwood, Salt River versus Montague Spurs, and Southampton versus Ocean View.
Wow.
I wanted to touch on the bottom of the log there, Andrew.
Let's do that.
Because we've got, I think, 2 teams go down, if I'm not mistaken. Well, one definitely goes down. I think the second last is there's a playoff being played. So at the moment, Eagle Wings, they bottom of the log with 13 points, 18 matches played. And Southampton, second last, 15 points with 18 matches played. So that's Cape District. A lot of things happening there. Who knows what's going to happen by next week? I don't know.
Top and bottom. Big games this weekend for both, eh?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Any more LFA, Shamiel?
I think I am done and dusted.
Okay. So please, if we haven't mentioned your LFA and you've been sending us results, please send us through. Next week, we want to have a jam-packed show.
Yeah.
We want to do a review of the Coke next week, plus get all the LFAs wrapped up next week. Coke Cup, Shamiel, Sunday.
Okay.
2 venues, Dunoon and Khayelitsha. 2 quarterfinals at each venue. There's some games that's also going to happen midweek, which we'll touch on. But I think we could spend some time here, Shamiel, because at the end of the day, there's only a few games left. Matures under 18s, Matrursfontein versus Cape Town Pirates. So we'll start with Khayelitsha. So it'll be Matrursfontein versus Cape Town Pirates. 11:30 kickoff. That's going to be a tough one. I think Matrursfontein have normally got very good unders. Definitely. I've seen them play and juniors, so could be them. Willows, Grassy Park. I think Grassy Park are starting to peak. They beat Ubuntu in the last round, Shamiel. I think Grassy Park are favourites there.
Look, and knowing them, the fact that they won Ubuntu, they've got their tails up.
Yes.
They've only got one thing in mind at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think they maybe got the itch of Ethel Stadium with the bay.
Yes.
They want to get there again.
They want to get back there again.
Yeah.
Then the ladies at Khayelitsha is Cape Town Roses versus Strand Kazi Queens. So the engine winners against Strand Kazi Queens. Yeah. I think they might be too hot for them. Then we get to the seniors at Khayelitsha. 3:30 kickoff. UWC versus Hanover Park. Now, UWC have been on a bit of a run, doing well in the Northerns League against Hanover Park.
Yeah.
I don't want to be biased, Shamiel, with my loyalty towards Hanover Park, but I think Hanover Park have the firepower to win that game. A lot of ABC players there. It'll be a shock for me if they don't get through that. Then the other game, Wynberg St. John's versus Goulburn. Now, Wynberg, you know, I think this season they've concentrated more on the knockout competitions in the league in Cape Town Tigerberg. They're in the final of the knockout in Cape Town Tigerberg. They're now in the quarters of the Coke, playing against Goulburn. Goulburn surprise package from Metropolitan, a club that has a rich vein of history. That's going to be a big one, Shamiel.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the games at the noon. Also, 11:30, the under 18 games are not happening at the noon. There's no under 18 games there, but there are two ladies fixtures. Ulana Academy versus Jomo's Powers. Sorry, that is an under 18 fixture. My apologies. Ulana Academy versus Jomo's. Jomo's on a run.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we keep on talking about Jomo's. They're there.
Yeah. And also Ulana,
very good.
Very good academy.
Very good. Ladies, Salt River Blackpool Magic ladies. Cape District, Salt River Blackpool, Magic ladies, Cape Town Tigerberg. Engine, Salt River Blackpool. We saw what they did. They're still in there, Shamiel. Magic ladies, I've seen them play in Cape Town Tigerberg. We've seen them play also in the Engine.
The Engine, yeah.
They didn't do too well in the Engine, but I think they're saving themselves here.
Yeah. Also remember, this is
this is seniors. Yeah. So it's tight, eh?
Yeah.
That's tight. Then Deodora versus Lavender Hill in the seniors. Lavender Hill, you know, let's see what they do outside of Royco and Shamiel. First of all, Deodora defending champions. Favorites.
Yeah. And if you guys watch the interview we did with Coach Shakes, he did say that this Coke is different to the last year. It is tougher.
Yes.
So he won't be taking anything for granted. He was at that match watching Lavender Hill.
Yeah, no, sure.
So yeah, let's see what happens there.
Let's see what Coach Shakes got up his sleeve there.
Then
the other game. This game I think is going to be a lot tighter than people think. Hazendale versus Westridge. Westridge have been flying.
Yeah.
The last two rounds of the Coke, they've been smashing in goals against Kafta, Salt River, Blackpool. Now against a tough Hazendale team. That Hazendale team, Amina Waldin up front, Jared van der Berg, marshalling the defense. Very, very good team.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great game. And then on Tuesday night.
Before you go there, I think we said earlier on that Hazendale is playing Junction on Saturday.
Yes.
But that game will probably not take place also.
I know Westridge aren't playing, so they'll be rested well.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a tough one.
Tough, yeah.
Tuesday night at UCT AstroTurf, or the rest of the quarterfinals. We'll start with the under 18s. Hellenic versus Cape Town Spurs. Cape Town Tigerberg derby, tough one.
Yeah.
Tough one. Spurs did very well in the Engine until they came up against Stellenbosch. Hellenic did very well until they came up against Rakersdal.
Yeah.
So Cape Town Tigerberg derby, too close to call, but I think I'm going to stick with Spurs, Shamiel. I think on the AstroTurf, they train on AstroTurf. I think Spurs are going to do the job. Ladies is RV United versus UCT. UCT defending champions against RV United. That'll be a good game. Then the other ladies fixture for Tuesday night is Dangerous Heroes versus Heiderveld Female Football Academy.
Okay.
Shamiel, this Heiderveld team last year made it to the final.
Yep.
They caused a lot of upsets last year. I think they're going to hold their own. Don't be surprised if they get the result over Dangerous Heroes.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens.
So that's the Coke.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Big weekend coming up in the local Cape Town football scene. Are we forgetting anything else?
I think that was it, Shamiel. I think we just want to highlight the fact. I think a lot of people have been talking to me, offline. Call it offline.
Yeah, they talk to you. They
don't talk to you. They see me at the field, Shamiel. You're not at the field. There's that's why. Please comment on our show. Please, if there's anything you'd like us to highlight, we're getting to the point now where we're going to get to the summer leagues.
Yeah.
We can put in things into our show. Coaching, things you want to chat about, things you want to know about administration, how different leagues work, new rules in football, those kind of things. Send us your comments. Send us your suggestions, please, on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel so that we can look at it and come up with something for you guys. You know, people always ask me questions on the side of the field. Why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? Put it in writing. Let's see.
And Andrew just mentioned it now, the APC, Motsepe, and the third division starting.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see the draw of the two streams, go to www.thefourthmoment.co.za.
Yeah.
So we've already prepared the logs. Obviously, nobody's played, so everybody's in first position. Isn't that fantastic?
That's great.
And you'll also find the third division, which is now called the Men's Hollywood Bets Regional League.
Yeah.
That's also on the website there. On the website, you can also check on our social side. We've did a very nice interview, which I enjoyed thoroughly with Coach Moritz Kosman, the new Cape Town City DDC coach. And also some other stuff that we've got there on our social media platforms. And
Yeah.
then, just before we go, we got to say big up to Vecchio, obviously our pedal sponsor, also GSM Roofing. And then also, before we forget, the Under 16 Super Cup will be taking place this year between the 3rd and the 5th of November. We are looking at our league winners at the LFAs. If we haven't reached out to you yet, please drop an email at info@thefourthmoment.co.za, or you can just inbox us on our socials on the Facebook or on YouTube or wherever you find us.
Yeah.
Andrew, I think that's it.
That's it. It was a nice show. I think we covered a lot of LFAs. Yeah, quick. Next week, please. LFAs, we haven't sent us the results. Let's get on to it next week.
Guys, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Cheers.